Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am truly glad to see you here today because what we are going to talk about can have a real impact on the way you learn and prepare for your future career. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the Learn IT AI bot that I developed for learning completely free of charge. My name is Andrii Piatakha, and for more than a decade I have been teaching programming, software engineering and IT skills to students all around the globe. Through my courses on Udemy, I have had the privilege of guiding more than 1 million learners from over 200 countries. And this global classroom has taught me as much as I have taught them. I am a proud Udemy instructor partner, and this highlights my duty to deliver the highest quality learning experiences. Over the years, I noticed something important. Watching a video lesson, even the most well-structured one, is not enough on its own. Knowledge that is not applied almost immediately tends to fade quickly. Many students finish a lecture, feel that they understood everything, but when they face an actual problem or an interview question a few days later, they realize the information has slipped away. This gap between passive learning and active application is exactly what inspired me to create something new. That something is the Learn It bot. I designed it with one purpose in mind: to give my students a tool that would allow them to practice instantly, right after finishing a lesson. Instead of just absorbing information, you can immediately test yourself, check your understanding, and build the confidence that comes only through practice. In other words, it's not about watching more, it's about doing more. This is why the bot exists, because I want every student, regardless of background or location, to have the opportunity to not only learn IT, but also to master it through daily, hands-on engagement. Now, let us consider the challenge that so many students encounter when they embark on their learning journey. Watching video lessons is of course useful. It gives you structure, explanations, and examples. However, without active practice, the knowledge that seems clear in the moment often disappears surprisingly quickly. It is like reading a chapter of a book and then never opening it again. You might remember the feeling of understanding, but when you are asked to explain the details, the memory is far less reliable. This issue becomes even more critical when we talk about preparing for real job interviews. Many of you may feel confident while following along with a tutorial, but when an interviewer asks you to solve a problem on the spot, the pressure reveals the difference between passive learning and genuine mastery. And unfortunately, traditional preparation methods do not always bridge that gap. What options are commonly available? Well, there are platforms and tools out there, but most of them fall into one of two categories. They are either very generic, covering broad topics without any real focus on IT interviews, or they are paid services that not every student can afford. And even if you can afford them, they are rarely tailored to the specific style of technical questions you will face when applying for jobs in programming, system design, or cybersecurity. So the problem is clear. Students need a way to transform passive watching into active doing, to connect theoretical knowledge with practical application, and to do so in a way that is both accessible and directly relevant to the challenges of real technical interviews. So, what is the solution to this challenge? This is where the Learn It bot comes into play. The bot is not just another random tool that you find online, it is a dedicated learning assistant, carefully designed to bridge the gap between theory and practice. It allows you to move beyond simply watching lessons and gives you a way to actively test yourself, to practice as if you were in a real interview setting, and to strengthen your memory through immediate application. One of the most important aspects of this tool is accessibility. It is completely free of charge, requires no sign-up, and is built originally for students of Learn IT University. But now it is available online for everyone. That means you do not need to go through complicated registration processes, pay subscriptions, or worry about hidden fees. With just one click, you can begin using it right away, which makes it as simple as possible for every student, no matter where in the world they are. But perhaps the greatest strength of the Learn It bot lies in how it has been trained. It is not a generic AI model that gives vague or irrelevant answers. Instead, it has been custom trained on my own courses, on millions of real technical questions and answers, and on authentic insights from real job interviews. In other words, it understands not only the theory, but also the way hiring managers think, the phrasing they use, and the traps they often set. This combination makes the Learnit bot a unique and powerful companion for anyone who wants to turn knowledge into real, job-ready skills. Let us now take a closer look at the key features that make the Learnit bot so powerful and practical. First of all, it is remarkably flexible in terms of the topics it can handle. You are free to choose any subject you want, whether it is Java strings, Python loops, system design, or even cloud architecture. And you can even add your own custom notes to tailor the task to your exact needs. You can specify the language in which you want to practice, and you can provide additional details so the bot creates tasks that are as relevant as possible to your learning situation. Beyond topics, the way you interact with the bot is also highly versatile. It offers different types of tasks depending on how you want to engage with the material. If you prefer to simulate an open-ended interview question, the bot will generate a question and allow you to think through the answer before revealing the solution. If you are in the mood for something faster, you can switch to the test format, where quick quizzes help you sharpen your recall. And if you want something hands-on, you can try practical exercises, where you will be asked to write code or design systems as if you were solving a real-world problem. Of course, not all learners are at the same level, and that is why the bot provides 3 different difficulty settings. At the beginner level, you will find warm-up questions that help you build a strong foundation. At the intermediate level, the tasks push you to go beyond the basics and connect concepts together. And at the expert level, you are challenged with advanced, tricky questions designed to simulate senior-level interviews where unexpected curveballs are the norm. What makes this tool even more effective is the fact that the tasks never run out. You can generate as many as you like, and every single one comes with an official answer, so you can immediately check your understanding, correct mistakes, and learn from them on the spot. In this way, the bot functions both as a personal tutor who adapts to your needs and as an interview simulator that prepares you for the real pressure of job applications. It is this unique combination that transforms learning from a passive experience into an active, engaging, and truly career-focused journey. Another great advantage is that the AI bot evaluates the essence of your answer rather than exact wording, since many tasks can be solved in different ways, and thanks to its understanding of context, your solutions are checked for meaning, not just for a strict sequence of words, a level of flexibility that was simply impossible before. At this point, the best way to understand the power of the Learnit bot is to see it in action. You can find the link to the AI bot attached to this video, and you can open it either from your mobile phone or from your desktop. It works perfectly on both. Imagine that you have just finished studying a topic, let us say Java strings. On top of it, you can add any notes you wish. For example, you want to practice on your native language. You can just type here Java strings in Spanish, and all content will be generated in Spanish. So, feel free to use this text field to add all the context for learning. All you need to do is type the details into the bot, and instantly it begins to generate questions and tasks related to it. You can decide what type of exercise you want to try. Perhaps you choose an open question where you need to think carefully and formulate a detailed answer, or maybe you select a quick quiz to test your recall speed. And if you are feeling ambitious, you can go for a practical exercise that challenges you to write code or design a solution to a real-world problem. Now, what makes the demonstration even more compelling is the ability to adjust the difficulty level. If you are just starting out, you might select the beginner mode, which will provide simpler warm-up questions that strengthen your foundation. But if you switch to the expert level, the bot suddenly pushes you into much more complex territory. questions that resemble those asked in senior interviews, where unexpected twists and deeper reasoning are required. In this way, you can truly experience the progression from basic understanding to advanced mastery. Let me generate a test as an example. I simply click the Generate Task button and the test appears. Now, I can select a random bullet point and then click Check Answer to immediately see whether my choice was correct or not. If I want another test, I just click the Generate Task button again and a new one is created. And if I don't know the answer, I can click on Show Answer. And the correct option will be highlighted. This way, you are not only testing yourself, but also learning new things with every attempt. So, after you attempt each task, the bot allows you to reveal the official answer. This is a crucial step because it not only gives you the correct solution, but also highlights points you might have overlooked. By comparing your own reasoning with the provided explanation, you reinforce what you already know and at the same time fill in the gaps. In other words, every single interaction with the bot becomes both a test and a learning opportunity, and that combination is exactly what accelerates growth and builds lasting confidence. In the same way, you can also generate an open question, try to answer it, and then check the solution if you are unsure. I strongly encourage you to experiment with it yourself. Explore the different modes, the varying levels of complexity, and the wide range of topics in different languages to find the approach that works best for you. My recommendation is to keep this bot always at hand and use it to check yourself right after completing each of my online lessons. As I mentioned earlier, you will find the link to the AI bot attached to this video, and you can open it either from your mobile phone or from your desktop. You can check the answer even not attempting to answer. This is also done to prevent automatic data scrapping and to motivate students at least to make an attempt. What truly sets this tool apart are the unique advantages it offers to students. First of all, the Learn It bot has been designed to mirror the way real interview questions are phrased. This means that the practice you get is not abstract or disconnected from reality. It directly reflects the style and structure you are most likely to encounter when sitting in front of a hiring manager. In this sense, every session with the bot becomes a rehearsal for the real thing. Another key advantage is the immediacy of reinforcement. You do not need to wait until the end of a course or until an exam to find out how well you have understood the material. Instead, right after each section, you can open the bot, generate a task, and immediately test your comprehension. This quick feedback loop ensures that what you learn is not only stored in your memory, but actively strengthened through application. Equally important is accessibility. The bot is completely free to use and available to students around the world. You can open it from your phone or desktop, no matter where you are, and begin practicing within seconds. Of course, because artificial intelligence requires significant computing resources, there are reasonable limits in place to keep the system stable and fair. But these limits are generous enough to allow for consistent, honest, and productive use without any obstacles. And finally, I want to emphasize that this entire project is personally financed, including AI processing costs. I have chosen to invest in it myself, not because it is easy, but because I believe in a mission, making education both effective and accessible to learners everywhere, from any corner of the planet. For me, this is not simply about building a tool, it is about creating opportunities, raising standards, and ensuring that every student has the chance to learn, practice, and succeed at the highest level. And your likes, subscriptions, and support in spreading the word across your social networks will greatly help me in achieving my mission of making education efficient and affordable for everyone. Thank you in advance. So why does all of this matter? It matters because with this tool, students are not simply studying in the traditional sense. They are actively practicing in the exact way they will be tested during real interviews. This shift from passive learning to practical rehearsal makes an enormous difference. When you repeatedly expose yourself to the kinds of questions and challenges that hiring managers actually use, you begin to develop not only knowledge, but also the ability to apply it under pressure. And this naturally leads to the second benefit: confidence. Many students know the theory but feel nervous or uncertain when placed in an interview setting. By training with the Learn It board, you gradually build the habit of responding to questions, structuring your thoughts, and solving problems in real time. This daily practice removes the fear of the unknown and replaces it with assurance that you can handle whatever comes your way. Moreover, this kind of preparation gives you a massive competitive advantage in job hunting. Employers notice when a candidate answers with clarity, precision, and confidence, and they are quick to recognize the difference between someone who has only studied and someone who has truly trained. By the time you enter the interview room, you will already have rehearsed that experience dozens of times with the bot, and that preparation places you far ahead of other applicants. It is also worth emphasizing that no other course offers such a tool. This is not a generic platform you can find anywhere. It is a unique companion built specifically to serve your learning journey. That exclusivity, combined with the practical benefits, makes it not just an additional feature of the course, but a real game changer for your professional growth. And now, as we come to the conclusion of our session, I want to encourage you not to let this opportunity remain just an idea you heard about today. The Learn It board is ready for you right now, and I strongly invite you to try it for yourself. Open it, experiment with the different modes and levels, and see firsthand how it can transform the way you study and prepare for interviews. You will find the link attached to this video. I would also be very grateful if, after exploring the board and using it alongside the lessons, you could take a moment to rate the course and share your feedback. Your opinion helps me improve, but it also inspires other students to join and benefit from the same opportunities that you now have. So, let me thank you sincerely for your time, your dedication, and your trust. Remember that learning is not just about gaining knowledge. It is about turning that knowledge into confidence and success. With the right tools, the right practice, and the right mindset, there is no limit to what you can achieve. I wish you the very best in your studies, your interviews, and your career. Keep pushing forward, keep practicing, and together let's continue breaking limits.